into the land. So now that interaction really feels like we're being buoyed up, dropped down, kind of held up by the Qi of the earth. So let's begin our practice, finding center. And now imagine that there's a slice of a lemon between your feet, with the center of that right where it needs to be. And now you can migrate around a little bit, front, back, left, right, kind of explore having your center over that lemon. And just see where the front, back is, left, right is. It's all about keeping that, center of gravity right over the lemon. And now imagine that that was just a lemon seed right in the center of that. And see if you can play, and this is kind of like having a microscope, moving forward and back, left and right, just enough that you're moving around that lemon seed. And each time just breathing in, breathing out, finding center. And this is meant to be kind of a game. The smaller your target is, the more you need to aim. So depending on your day, you might want to start with something appropriate in size to navigate around, and then something smaller to sink into and sink through. And we're ready to practice. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Follow your breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, receiving with gratitude. Exhaling, reaching into your alignment up and down, feeling into your purpose, your intention. Inhale, connecting without attachment to everything around you. Exhale. Inhale. Receive from the sky. Feel the gratitude as you exhale. Inhale. Follow the shape of your breath. Exhale, reaching towards your alignment, your balance, your center, feeling into your sacred purpose, your meaning, your why. Inhale. Connecting, feeling into everything around you, all the aliveness, with gratitude, with acceptance and wisdom. we want to reconnect with the land and the energy that's coming up from the land, the energy that's coming down from the sky. So take a look around, and if you're inside, imagine you're not inside. And just imagine the land as far as you can see, or look at the land as far as you can see. And just imagine that it's 10,000 years ago, and one of your ancestors, for some reason 10,000 years ago, woke up every day and went like this. And they reached out as far as they could see with their whiskers, their antennas, to feel the aliveness of the world, the Qi of the land, the Qi of the sky. So as we do that, nice and slow, receive, gather the Qi that's coming down from the sky. Even if it's a cloudy day, we can still feel the light. So when I feel the light, let that go through all of your cells, imbuing you with that sky energy or sky Qi, Tian Qi. Then we're going to turn, focusing more as if our whiskers are rolling along, kind of caressing the topography. So they kind of go like this, and you don't have to be literal in the sense that every mountain and tree and that, because we don't want to be nervous. We just want to, again, imagine and play. We're reaching out as far as we can see with these invisible whiskers. And now we're just feeling the aliveness coming up from the land through the plants, the trees, the animals. A good way to connect with the Qi of the land is, as you're swinging, is to allow your shoulders and your arms to always feel like they're just on the brink or the edge of just falling. So as we're turning, we're also kind of constantly on the verge of falling into the land. So now that interaction really feels like we're being buoyed up, dropped down, kind of held up by the Qi of the earth. So we can play with that. And as we're turning, interacting with the Qi of the land, the Qi of the sky, the land, the sky. Sometimes it's good to close your eyes and not pretend you're blind, but learn what it would be like to sense more through your skin and your whiskers, your antennas, than through your eyes. I often describe the experience of reaching for a light switch in the dark. It's just now you're doing it with the whole lower part of your arm and the whole upper part of your arm. Reaching everywhere at once with these ancestral whiskers. And then we're going to slow down and come back to center. Inhale, exhale. Just like you're flapping wings. Let your body naturally move up and down in a way that kind of leads your wings along. Up, down. So your body goes up first, then your wings, then your body drops, then your wings follow. So now we're going to inhale. Reach out with our palms, settle our elbows and wrists, and swinging together. Notice that we can hold a kind of sacred space and stillness. Flap our wings. Reach out to the sides. Settle. And come back to that stillness. You can also do this turning to the side. Just have that give me a few minutes so I can come into my presence and my practice. I'll be right back. And come back to center. The other side. So I turn to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Gather around. Hold the cauldron in front of the belly, playing with the element of soil, the pillar of being aware of your somatic self, where your thoughts and feelings might be stored in your tissue, which is a big part of Qigong practice. So now we're going to allow ourselves to sink into the soil and come up and see our family over the last few thousand years. And just dream, reflect. If you remember anything, you've heard anything about your family's past, just imagine them living their lives, doing their best, things turning over, their good days, their best days, their worst days, being able to let that go, sink into the world, come up, imagining your ancestors doing all the things that they have done, as far back as you can imagine remembering. Settle, letting them go the way they have gone, receiving what it is that has been left behind for you. So there's a quality of this practice that we like to do that allows us to, you could say, recycle some of the trauma from our ancestors by first recognizing that everyone in your lineage, just like you, came into the world, was shown how to be in the world, did their best in the world, and maybe are still doing their best in the world. And at the end of their life, they had to forgive themselves for everything they have done. And this might sound strange, but it's a part of indigenous practice. Inside the space of my mind, my heart, I want to stand beside all of my ancestors as they lie on their deathbeds, hoping to forgive themselves and to offer them forgiveness for anything they've done. I don't mean that in the church Bible sense. I mean that in the sense of, why go past this with the world and your life and what has happened and carry that with you into the next world, whatever that might mean. We live in here. What's happening outside of here is anyone's best guess. So our ancestors are lying on the ground, leaving their lives behind, hopefully as spiritual warriors awake to who they really are. And if they need to release pain to come let go of their lives, we just want to help them do that by releasing any pain we're holding, especially any pain that we might be holding that are echoes of the way our ancestors learned to live in the world. Because we all learn to live in the world. We all have to leave the world. And we all have to let go of the world and let go of who we believe we are, good or bad, to move into the next world. So again, this is just another Qigong practice for composting distress, playing with the Qi of soil, connecting with your embodied experience in the most general sense, recognizing that things come into being. We all have the awareness that we're going to end being, and to let go of everything, let it sink in, be transformed, and just keep doing that. And when you're done, just lower your hands. Stay within the flesh, the tissue, your somatic self. And every time a feeling comes up, just let it turn over, compost, sink into the soil. Allow it to turn into something that you might choose that's more beneficial for you and those around you. So the last thing we're going to do with the pillar of metal in the lungs is to focus on what's called Zhu Chao, which is the ancestral opening, which is that whole area in your chest, in here. And when we're breathing, we want to still open the Qi Hai area, the Chongwan area, the middle of your belly, the middle of your chest, the Tanchong area. But as we open through the chest, we also want to open right in through here, where your solar plexus and where a lot of tightness and kind of the unknown dread and things can get held in the body. So we want to open that up and kind of invite our ancestors to come in and see if they can help us a little bit, or sometimes for us to let go of something we're holding on to karmically from our ancestors. So it's a chance again to receive, to accept, or to let go. So we inhale, opening the midline of the body, lower, middle, center of the chest, open, and just stay here and breathe for a moment. breathe out, empty the body, breathe in. Reaching through the thumb and index finger, opening your chest, opening your collarbones, and opening right in here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Coming in, settling down. Inhale, opening your solar plexus, chest, midline, collarbones, arms, fingers. Exhale. Once more. Open the lower, Qi high, middle, Zhong 1, chest, Tan Zhong, through the ancestral opening, Zu Chao, reaching through, opening your chest, collarbones, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers. Just inhale, opening your solar plexus, your sternum, exhale, receiving, settling, letting go. Hands come to the center, sink. This is for opening the midline and opening the chest, receiving, accepting, and letting go. So the next thing we're going to do with the pillar of water starts the same way. Hands float on water, receiving what's pouring in, filling, being generous, being a source of life. And now we're going to turn to one side. I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to keep this hand on the water, and this hand is going to drop, circle around, reach down just about mid calf, and then I'm going to just trace my hands along my kidney meridian, or just your inner thigh, up through my lower body, genitals, into my abdomen, and then around and across. And this is where my kidney is, so I feel like I'm kind of pulling along my kidney to just empty my kidneys of anything that they don't need. Back to feeling the water, turning, settling down, tracing up the kidney meridian, through the abdomen, across, under the kidney, just cleaning out anything that's there, settling back into the water. Round your spine, be soft, roll back a little, open, clear, and clean off. Be water, come back, center, receiving, filling, giving, turning to the side. Reaching down, up the meridian, through the body, across through the organ, releasing. Down. Adjust your stance, hands float on water. sink your hands. Just stand for a moment. Feeling your bones, your stillness, your resourcefulness, and the qi of water, your kidneys and bones. So the next thing we're going to do with the pillar of wood, same basic practice, we're just going to go side to side. So now I'm going to bring my hands up, pause, turn to the side, sink into whatever posture I want. Some people want really low and long, some people like a little more, I don't know, up and agile. Choose what feels best for you. Now that we're here, we're going to heels, hands and feet. Keep your right leg bent a bit into your toes and fingers. Come down. Heels, feet and hands. Toes and fingers. Elongate everything. Stay comfortable. And settle down. Press down. Reaching up. Toes and fingers. And relax. Come back, turn to the other side. And then up. Heels of your body, heels of your hands. Your toes and fingers coming down. Heels, toes and fingers. Coming in, reaching down and up. Toes and fingers. Coming back into structure. Come back to center and relax. The next pillar of Qi Gong we're going to explore is the pillar of fire. Your heart, your circulation, your conscious openness. So we're going to inhale, hands are going to come around, and just very quickly, we're going to be doing a quality of gathering qi, bringing qi towards your lower dantian, and then a few towards your middle, and then a few towards your upper. And the idea of dantian is, well, there's a lot of things to that, but just imagine where in the center of your lower body you feel just a natural sense of that's sort of the locus. That's the place where this aspect of me starts and comes back to. And then there's this part here. Wherever in the center of your chest you feel your chest center inside your body, that's good. Inside, somewhere in the middle of your head above your ears, is where you're aware. Keep in mind the dantian relationship is everything between your diaphragm and perineal floor for the lower, everything from your diaphragm to your throat for the middle, everything from your lower throat up into the top of your sinuses and brain is the upper. So just give yourself permission to not know. Because in many traditions, and especially the one that I share with people, the relationship with dantian changes depending on the interaction, the function, the process, the practice. So we don't want to isolate it and try and nail it down. We want to have different relationships with different places for different reasons. So we inhale, gather around, settle, inhale, feeling we're gathering qi, bringing it towards the lower, reaching out. And the thing we're wanting to do right now is imagine that each dantian is like a little coal, a little ember. As we inhale, gather, imagine that we're just heating up the ember a little bit. We want to feel some warmth, and then we continue. once more. Hands float out to the middle, reaching out and gathering. Little cold, little ember in the center of your chest, just being warmed with the breath, warmed with the qi coming towards the chest. Just see that ember just a little brighter, a little warmer. Hands float up. Inhale, gathering. Exhale, just warming the ember, seeing the light glow a little more. Warmth coming up. And then just reach up, bathe your upper, middle, lower dantian. So the next thing we're going to do with the pillar of fire is the same basic movements, but now we're going to focus on what is called a soft whistle. So when we're breathing, we want to, we're imagining we're going to be blowing on an ember, different places in the body. So imagine if you had a little coal if you're starting a fire the old way, just blowing just enough to heat it up so we can ignite the ember, but we're not trying to create an explosion, we're not trying to create a bonfire, we're just trying to create a glowing ember that gentle quality of breath holds our intention, holds our direction, and allows us to feel that dantian, that little coal, is getting brighter. And with each one we're going to play with the warmness moving into different places. So inhale, pointing the center of your palms towards your lower dantian. Inhale. Now just focus on the little ember in your lower belly. And as you breathe, in and out, just gets brighter, warmer. And with the lower, we're going to feel the warmth spread through the lower belly. Inhale. Feel the warmth spread down through the lower belly into the legs. Into the legs. Now we want to feel the warmth building up in the chest. Coming into your arms. Warming your chest. Warming down through your arms. Be very, very slow and careful with your upper dantian. really quiet with the breath. You don't want to risk charging up your brain. You just want to enjoy the feeling of light, filling all of the inside of your mind. Warmth, holding you in the hardest times in your memory. Just let the light fill the mind, past, present, even the future. Warm, connected, deep, compassionate light. Just feel that light, that warmth, basking all of your experience with whatever quality of love, compassion, patience. Reaching up, clearing the upper, middle, so the next thing we're going to do with the pillar of fire is to go through our Three Dan Tian and imagine that there's a star in the center of it, and we'll do the same practice as before with gentle breathing, a gentle whistle, or noticing the force of breath in your So the next thing we're going to do with the pillar of fire is to imagine that there's a star in each of the Dan Tian we're interacting with when we're doing our practice. The breath will be super long and slow, and we're just offering some qi of our breath to the star so that it can stay radiant. We don't want to imagine it getting bigger, getting hotter, doing anything. We're just noticing that, people often say you're made of stardust. We're just playing with the perception and sensation of this star and this star and this star, and try not to make stories and make it more complicated. It's meant to be a visualization to connect with your body in a way. So we inhale, hands come around and go really slow, and now you're kind of the universe in a way. So as we inhale, we just gather whatever it is in space, and then give it to the star right here in the low center of your body. And in the middle, find the connection between your palms, middle Dan Tian, open to outer space, be space, gather whatever the qi of outer space might be. Bring it towards the star in the center of your chest. Just give it to the star, let the star be bright. Not doing anything, just consciously gathering, offering, giving and receiving at the same time. And coming up. Gathering, clearing through upper, middle, lower. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, just closing your practice. Inhale, closing the practice. Going down the midline, sealing any energetic boundaries you need. Feeling the shape of that protective chi bubble, just relaxing. Last closing. Closing your midline, sealing your energy. Inhale. Bring your feet together. Exhale. If you choose, you can bow to the generations that have come before. It's optional. You don't have to do that. This is also optional, but you can take a sense of the chi you've cultivated today and send it to everyone in the world or to someone specific. And just breathe in. And send that good chi to where it needs to go. And that's a way of expressing our generosity and gratitude for having our practice and being able to share it.